Hello everyone. Today I will be working on Pioneer T-838. It's analog of Pioneer CT, let me remember, CT-93 I believe. Yeah, but CT-93 has just single model on the world market, and Pioneer had T-838 with wooden cheeks and black body, but this deck has a manual calibration. So if we use manual mode, so we adjust bias and level manually. And also they had T-838, which was CT-979 and CT-93 later model, and that had automatic calibration for bias and level, and then just bias, and you may manually adjust bias if needed. So there was no level for it. All right. So you see this deck is blinking. This means that tape transport is not in a proper state, and deck would not respond on our commands. So that's where the belt is fried, I believe, and we need to see what's going on with this deck. See, it's motor is working, but deck cannot get to the proper stop position, and that's where it responds like that. Let me open it and let's work together and see what's wrong. And here, guys, I have deck open as I thought. Here is the problem with the belt, which don't allow deck to get in the proper position. You see the capstan belt is fried as well. And when I was opening it, my understanding is that this deck was never serviced. All even top panel was glued to these rubber pins, and I had to use my force to push it out and then just remove it. All right, here is a piece of the belt. We can trash it right away. This is not the belt. Let me see what else. That's a bias generator, and in later models they also did additional tuning here. So you see there is missing parts around. So it was same board for two configuration of the decks. Okay. So now I need to pull up tape transport, clean up and replace belts, clean up pulleys. Yeah, capstan motor working as well. Okay, sounds good. Let's see. Okay, guys, I finally removed tape transport. To tell the truth, it was not a simple task, because we need to get to 4 screws on the front, to here, and to remove the front panel. I had to guess, because here it was glued to the body in this area, and I had to slowly pull unless all the glue will come up, right? And additionally we have 1 screw here from the top and 1 screw here from the bottom, which gets right here. 6 screws, but access to them is ridiculously complex. Comparing to Sony, that is no match. Okay, all right, now, and you see I even had to remove this cover. I saw that the problem, this bar here, technically it was just a glue which holding the metal cover, metal panel. And to remove this door, disconnected from this mechanism, because this door is isolation door. You see, isolated door. You see this 1 pin here, 1 here. Gently push them, and they will go down here in the open door position, and then you can remove the transport. All right, as easy as that, or as complex as this. So really, every time I'm looking into designs and I'm seeing that multiple things get overcomplicated, really. It would be much easier to attach it here on the top and also bottom. That's it, like Sony did. All right, see you. And here, guys, I'm looking at the tape transport. It looks pretty familiar, as I was working on CT-91 and a couple other Pioneer decks, and pretty close to the 95 series. Right. The only difference that in this deck they used rotary encoder versus potentiometer. Right. So this may mean that we will made to open it. At least I will check so it will correctly define positions, because it was not used for years. All right. So same design. So removing this panel, removing this spring, that goes back, and we removing capstan motor and get access. All right. So see you soon. Hey guys. So I completed tape transport. I had to clean capstans, and this took lots of time. Replaced all belts. Now everything works. So technically the same tape transport, no differences. When you assembling, just remember that there is two marks, one of the left gear and one of the main gear, when you should make them aligned properly. Excuse me. And that would be it. And it works really nice. I hear all high frequencies. Head has low wear. Really. Finally, one of the sleeper decks which was not repaired, was not used much. Everything works. You see, it can switch range. All right. Let's fast forward. Search for the next one. Everything works. Okay. So the only thing, like, I checked up the original idler. It's still soft. It's still perfect. But when I listen in, you may hear some noise it produces. So probably I will replace it as well. I thought not to do it, but it would be another pull up for the tape transport. Now I know, like, it's not a problem. 6 screws, 2 connectors for the positions and operation, and 2 heads connectors, and I can pull it out. All right. I didn't feel how I was working on the tape transport, because it's the same as we did CT-91. It's almost the same as we did for T-1000, T-1100, and all other decks I was working on. All right. So let me continue working on it, and I will clean it up, and then we will record the final results. See you soon. All right, guys, new idler tire installed, and we super quiet. All right. So despite it was steel, like soft, it was not like hardened as I've seen over the years, but it just was squeaking, producing these noises, and it was not pleasant. All right. So now, what I should mention, I could not understand how from this very serviceable, easily workable deck with like 4 connectors and you pull tape transport, the only thing that you have to get to these 4 screws here and remove this cover, right? I would even prefer they have 2 from the bottom, 2 from the top. That's it. Boom, done. But it's still easily serviceable. They get to CT-95 or like T series, like T-700, 1000, and 1100. When like you have to disassemble hell lot of screws, hell lot of panels just to pull up tape transport. I don't understand this really, why they did it. But this was a jump to the last decks, and that's how it was. All right, so it plays nice. Now time to measure and tune it. See you soon. And here, guys, I'm tuning and testing this deck, and measured wow and flutter come up with 0.08, and I believe that's the belts, but that's the only belts I was able to find in Europe for this deck, so there are not too many belts available. All right, so what's next? Testing frequency sweep, and it keeps well. I didn't tune it, so see it goes down currently, and here's the oscilloscope, so you would be able to see it's 4 squares in the amplitude over the whole range. So I'm very excited because, as I told, this deck has a low wear and it's immediately matched on the frequency response across a range to 15 kilohertz. So we can see values here. It drops like by 1 decibel on the right channel to 15 kilohertz. So really good, very good results. I don't need to tune anything, right? I tested the sound recording and it was really well, but let's see the frequency sweep. We may use, for example, white noise. So let me tune the levels. So 400 Hz. Let me see how to give signal here. I thought it was working fine before. Now I see it right here. Oh, it's minus 20. Yeah, here we go. Now, so that's the Dolby sign, and that's let me make them even. Yeah, so plus 4 decibel. It's a 0 level, 250 nanoweber on all decks. All right. So because Dolby symbol is right here on plus 3 decibel. All right, and let me adjust a little bit, so we'll have zeros here, right? So it looks like it's tuned minus 2 decibel on the output level. So when we have 250, it gives minus 2. All right. Good. Now, as we're ready to record, let's see how we're recording. Level. Let me put everything in the middle. Okay. Level a little bit off on this tape. Let's try to see chrome tape, for example. It's metal tape, chrome tape. Just for the case to see how it's tuned. Yeah, here we have minus 1 decibel. So let me tune level here on the front panel. Okay. Now it would be even. Source tape. All right. Now we switch to minus 20. And let's see bias. At 15 kilohertz. Source tape. So we have to add quite a few bias, and it's not balancing between left-right channel. So that's where I would need to do adjustments. Alright. Let's do like that. Let's check calibrator. Yeah, calibrator is off as well. See? That's the levels. It shows that we're recording too many high frequencies. Let's see. It will ask us to do that. That's the calibrator levels. Now we can see what calibrator does. -3 decibel on 15 kilohertz. Understand? So I really don't think we record well. Yeah, you see there is a slope. That's what I told. Like bias, need to add bias like that. There is a difference between left and right channel, but overall it's very linear. So it's only difference which we observe. All right, let's test. So I would need to adjust calibration positions for this deck because it's wrong by 3 decibel. Okay, let's do metal tape, or maybe Sony, because Sony is always even between left and right channels. Sorry. Yeah, it's better, but we need to reduce bias. Yeah, see, 26 kilohertz and working like that. Let's extend it. So that's the 20 kilohertz level. Really interesting. But left-right channels are like a little bit uneven, above 5 kilohertz. I would need to see if there is adjustments, because I have seen video when guy was like removing this box to install 2 ports and to be able to adjust bias. I was thinking if I would do this, so I would have like a little bit more like that, more horizontal. And let's check levels. So that's source, tape, need to reduce level like that. Now let's see. Oops. Up to 15 kilohertz, 18 kilohertz, and 20 kilohertz. You see, left channel a little bit lower, but to 20 kilohertz, all range, like 20 to 20, really, really cool. And that's what we see here. Good, so let me complete tuning, and this will be a little perfect deck. See you in my next videos. Bye bye. Okay, finally tuned. I found 2 ports which correct left-right channel bias, so I was able to adjust it even. Now let's check calibration. You see, it's even, and it's Sony metal XR tape, so level reduced and bias reduced for the old tape. All right. Now recording, and that's how it look like, to 20 kilohertz, easy peasy. Can zoom in. Really good results. So that's 26 kilohertz minus 3 decibel. All right. So nice little deck, ready to assemble, and we'll prepare for you sonic test. For me, I listen it. It reminds me CT-93 very much, very close on the sound. Thank you. See you.